Thank you guys for hopping on. Appreciate your time. What we're going to be going over today, guys, we're going to be going into the charts a little bit here, and what we're going to be getting into is essentially, how it is that we've been trading gold at such a high clip, a high rate of accuracy and precision, and understanding that the trading plan that I've set out is a way for you to make money on a very consistent basis, and really put this in perspective that check this out, guys. What pair, it's very clear, what pair am I trading is gold, okay? What time am I trading this pair, right? What time, this is the trading plan, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, okay? What is my setup, okay? I mark zones, enter with candle confirmation in the zone / a sweep of the zone, okay? Extra confirmation would be the sweep of the zone is at an order block, mitigation, imbalance, etc., stuff like that, right? That's extra confirmation, not necessary, but it does give you a little bit more confidence in the setup. The candle confirmation in the zone is the key here, okay? And here's the other rules. We have a minimum of 1 to 2 risk to reward. Typically, a lot of people that trade smart money, they want to take a high, 1 to 5, 1 to 10. But the thing is, with this strategy, it's so high accuracy that I'm willing to just take the 1 to 2 and get in and get out. It's almost like scalping because gold is moves so fast. But you can sit here and catch a 10, 20, 30 pip stop loss, catch 40, 50, 60 pips within an hour, within 30 minutes. So that's why I do this. And basically, it's manual execution every trade. Manual execution every trade, okay? And what we have is designated lot size by the end, from the beginning of the week. From the beginning of the week, we have a designated lot size. And these are my rules when it comes to gold, okay? These are the rules. Here's another rule. A lot of people take partial positions. They take multiple TPs. 1 TP, move stop loss break even at 20 plus pips, okay? That means when it either hits my TP, it hits my stop loss. One or the other. There's no partial closes. There's no manual close. Is either in the TP or is not at the end of the day, okay? And once it gets past 9 a.m., I'll be looking to close the trade unless it is break even already. If it hasn't made the move by that time, we'll pretty much not even be in it anymore. But that usually doesn't happen, okay? 1 TP, move stop loss break even 20 pips. We'll do 1 to 2 trades a day max, which is going to end up being anywhere from 5 to 10 trades per week. 5 to 10 trades per week. This is the trading plan, okay? This is the trading plan. On average here, we're catching around 200 to 300 pips per week. Sometimes more, but let's be conservative when we're talking and understand that if you can catch 200 pips on a daily basis, I'm going to show you what the math of this looks like, okay? I'm going to show you what the math on this looks like. 200 pips every single week, what that can do with your account. You're just slightly scaling up each week, okay? I believe it's this one here. Yes, it is right here. So let's say, for example, here, week one, we have a 1 standard lot, okay? We catch 200 pips. We've made a profit of $2,000, okay? Week number 2, we're going to go ahead and scale up to 1.5 lot, catch 200 pips again. This time we're making 3,000, okay? And so on. As you can see, each 0.50 you add to your lot size by the beginning of the end of the week, you're getting an extra 1,000 every single week. So within 8 weeks, you've gone from making, or within 9 weeks, you're able to make $10,000 a week just by consistently catching 200 pips every single week, scaling up your lot size by 0.50 each time. You can even withdraw a little bit. I have withdrawal planned out over here, and the ultimate goal here is to keep a $25,000 account, make 10,000 plus withdraw whatever I make less or more of 10, then we withdraw that amount back to 25,000. Either way, at the end of the day, this is just a target. This is an estimation. This is not, of course, we're not going to catch exactly 200 pips every single week, but it is a target. It is a destination. Once we are over 200, we're going to go ahead and be a little bit more conservative as far as taking trades throughout the week. We're going to get the 200 pips and, move forward, get ready for the next week, okay? That being said, getting into the charts, and what I'm going to do here to be as transparent as possible is what we're going to do is we're going to skip back to a random point in time. I'm going to show you an example of what we would be entering off of. And this is right here. This is actually an example. Okay, this is a good example. This is a very good example. So let me just go back to right here. So what earlier in the video you saw that it said candle confirmation. So one of my candle confirmations is a 10 plus pip wick, either in the zone or a sweep of the zone, right? So check this out. It is New York session opened right at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So right there at that blue line, New York session opened. So at that point in time, what we're looking at is, ooh, that's interesting. To be honest, we could have taken this. This is not really what I typically would go for. But if you see here, we do have equal highs. Yep, we have equal lows right here. We have both. Okay, so what you do see is a sweep of that zone. We give a tweezer. So you definitely could have taken that trade 100%. I do like wicks better, but the tweezer top, you definitely could have taken that trade right there. Swept the higher low, gave it a candle confirmation. Let's go ahead and put a 1 to 2 risk reward on it, meaning risking 21 pips up here, 43 pips to take profit. That's an example. And as you see those, you trade smart money, mitigated 50% as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and push play on the replay mode. And also keeping in mind, what I'm looking for is since gold is a buyer's market, typically on a swing move, what we'd be looking for is a sweep of the zone. We want the sweep of this lows, because typically if you're really taking all these trades in New York session, you can pretty much take 2 trades if you're really on top of it. One to 2, no more than 2, but we can take 2. So as you can see here, what happens is this trade looks like it probably would have hit break even, or we could have taken a partial. But what happened is, boom, all right, there it is. There's the entry. This is what we were looking for. We have a very strong sweep of a zone. And as you can see here, on the MT4, this is actually a 30 pip wick, but on TradingView, it shows like 50 pip wick. Different price manipulation amongst brokers. But we did was we actually took a buy here, and our stop loss was right there, right? And our TP was, let's see, our TP was 60 pips. So 79. That was our TP. If you see 1 to 2, sorry, it was 1 to 2. Let me just see it. Maybe it was on the 5-minute. We could have entered on the, yeah. Oh yeah. We entered off the 5 minutes. So we actually entered right there at the close of this candle. There's this bearish candle right here. We ended up closing that because it swept the lows, as you can see, and gave a huge wick. Okay, huge wick. We love our wicks. We love the wicks. Okay. It moved so fast. Our entry was around there. Okay, if I'm being honest, it was something like that. Whatever, right? So what happened is we enter right there. We go ahead and let it play out. We go ahead and let it play out. What happens here? Check this out. Watch it. Check it. What happens? We're in profit. Go ahead and move stop loss, break even. Go ahead and move stop loss, break even, and that is the TP. TP hits. TP smash. That's an example of a trade we took earlier in the week. That is an example of a trade we took earlier in the week. Okay. I believe it sells from here. I believe it does. A lot of times, TP is also the entry the other way. I don't trade like that, but it does tend to be like that. Okay. And I'll show you guys an example of the trade we took this morning. For those of you that took the trade, what I had seen was, first and foremost, market opened right. Okay. Market opened right there, so we're going to take it back. We're going to take it back to that blue line. All right, cool. So at this point in time, what we have here is waiting for it to create zones. At this point, I wasn't looking to enter anything. I was waiting for it to make a zone. You have to have zones. That's step number 1, is you must have zones. Okay, now at this point, it rejected. It looks like it rejected this zone. Okay, perfect. Now at this point, we have a zone. Okay, so this will be one of the zones we're playing off of. It comes up here or sweeps there. We'll be looking for that entry. And with that being said, what we do see here, it already double topped it. So at that point in time, I had marked a horizontal line right here, because this is the open of that candle, the last upward candle before the down move. So with that being said, what happened is, you can see here, it does come down and make another zone here. So now at this point, when it's in the middle, what I had marked was I had 2 zones marked up, because this is what they call a turtle soup, where we have a support and a resistance, an equal high and equal low at the same time, we're looking for it to sweep one of the two, because almost every single time when there's an equal high and equal low at the same time, it sweeps one of the two. So it actually, check this out, on the 1 minute, I had actually entered this trade because it hit the mitigation candle and gave a good shooting star wick with a nice 8 pip stop loss to 50 pip TP. Very good risk to reward trade. We had the TP down here at that wick. So to be honest with you, with the rules you saw before, we could have taken profit at that support. That would have been a nice 1 to 3 or so. We ended up holding it, knowing that it's going to drop. It just did not happen yet. And what happened was it came back. We took a break even on this one. And check out what happens here. That is what we ended off of right here. So we have the shooting star sweeping the highs. Shooting star sweeping the highs. We're going to go ahead and enter this right here. And we're going to go ahead and put the take profit. We did take a partial right there because there's a mitigation candle, but ultimately we want this right here. And as you can see, this went instant profit at the end of the day. It went instant profit. For those of you that took it, you got instant profit. At that point, if you see what my rule is, although I do say don't close early, the only time I close early is if it rejects a zone with a candle confirmation to enter the other way. So you definitely could have closed right here. You definitely could have closed right here with those wicks at that zone. But it's a judgment call. My whole point is I'm not taking partials. I'm either holding it or I'm closing all of it at the same time. And I'm not closing all of it unless it's past a 1 or 2 risk to reward. That is what my rules are. So, with that being said, pick out your own rules when it comes to trading. Pick out your own rules, make your trading plan, really measure everything, really measure it all. Measure it all, have a plan for how much money you're going to make, what pips you're going to catch, what trades you're going to take, what pair, and things like that. And I hope this really helped you. Is make sure that you understand that, it first starts out with a goal. If you want to make, let's say, X amount of money, you want to make X amount of money, you first need to know, okay, how many, let's just say, for example, let's say we want to make $10,000. Okay, $10,000, and we want to do this over 4 weeks. For example, how many pips do you need to catch consistently for 4 weeks? So, first of all, now what account size are we trading with? Let's actually go ahead and take this down. Let's make this a little bit more relatable. So for the people that have a smaller account, let's go ahead and turn it down to 1,000. So $1,000 in 4 weeks. So let's say you have a $200 account. I think it's a very realistic goal to make $1,000 from that. I think it's a very realistic goal. I'm going to show you why. Okay, $200 account. That means you need to make a profit of, $1,000. Okay, $1,000. And let's say, for example, if you need to catch 100 pips per week times 4 weeks, what lot size would you need to take? Okay, that's how you do the math. So that'd be 400 pips total. What lot size would you need? 400 pips to catch $1,000, 0.25. So if you caught 100 pips a week at a 0.25 lot size, you would make $1,000 in 4 weeks from a $200 account. So let's say for the scaling, the thing that I showed you guys earlier over here, let's say, let's say week 1, $200, okay? And ultimately here, matter of fact, let me just change this up a little bit. Let's say your goal is 1,000, right? You have, okay? So what you'd want to do is, this is something that you can map out for yourself. Account size, lot size, estimated pips, estimated profit. That's how I do it. And then we do end balance. So if you want to make $1,000, what you can start with the $200 account. This is only if you're trading your own strategy. You know your rules. You have your trading plan set. You can go ahead and do this if you know your numbers. Don't just do this on signals. Don't do this on random trades. So let's say week 1 you do, for example, I think 0.15 would be decent. Let's go ahead and do a 0.15. Let's just say we're catching 100 pips a week. Okay, just for example, I think everyone can catch 100 pips a week. Estimated profit 150 and balance 350. Okay, let's say, okay, so that means it counts at 350. Week number two, we're going to use a 0.20. Okay, 100 pips. What are we catching there? $200. So that makes our account balance 550. Week number three, that means we have 550 to start. We're going to go ahead and do a 0.25, catch 100 pips, and how much money is that? That's $250. Perfect. Okay, bet. That would make us have $800. Week number four, starting with $800, we're going to go ahead and up the lot size one more time to 0.3. We catch 100 pips, and our estimated profit there would be $300. So, guys, I'm just mapping out the fact that if you can catch 100 pips consistently, if you can catch any amount of pips consistently, you're able to actually flip an account by 4x, 5x, 10x within a month, you know, just by being consistent, not by over leveraging. Not by over leveraging. You guys see, this is not over leveraging here. This is understanding that I can catch 100 pips consistently every single week. Therefore, I'm going to use these lot sizes and scale up each week if you're going to want to go ahead and make this flip. And I would consider this a good compound world. So with this game plan here, you're going to end the balance. You're going to end the month off with $1,000 in your account plus just by doing this. Okay, scaling up the lot size as you go. And you guys realize if you can catch 200 pips a week, you can double these profits. If you're going to catch 50 pips a week, you're going to put these in half. So, but just understand, guys, if you start to map out it like this, you know, you can take the lot sizes without worrying about what's happening, knowing that you can catch this amount of pips every week. And look at your numbers in your trading journal. What number of pips can you catch consistently? And when you do this, that's how you're going to figure out how much you can scale up your lot size. It's based off of what you can do consistently on a consistent basis, what you can expect to profit. And these are just estimates here. These are targets. These are not something that's going to be concrete. But understand, guys, 100 pips in a week, that's catching 25 pips 4 times. That's catching 20 pips 5 times. That's catching 50 pips 2 times. You know, really realize that, you know, on gold here, that move I just showed you was this move right here from this candle down to here was, that's 45 pips right there. Just that alone, that's already half of your weekly profit, just like that. Okay, so once again, hope this made sense to you guys. I will go ahead and see you in the next video. If you need more information about trading, I'm going to go ahead and put my number in the bio. This is going to be how you can turn $200 into $1,000 in 4 weeks. So appreciate you guys. Let's get it.